Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Arachakwadash. Double honors be to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, whole fool, elect out the not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you welcome, I do say Shalom. I'm the Akira. I'm coming in with a quick hit going to the book of Psalms, the 84th chapter, verse 10, and it doth read, "For ordained thy court is better than 1,000. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tents of wickedness," which in the CSB it reads, "Better a day in your courts than 1,000 anywhere else. I would rather stand at the threshold of the house of my power than live in the tents of the wicked people." Right? Going to how the kingdom would be, infinitely times better than 1,000 accumulated days on this side, man. All right, which when we say world, like second Ezra the 6th chapter verse 7 through 9, when it makes mention how Esau's the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. That really refers to a timeline. The word world in our, in this case goes into a period of time, an age. We have the age of exploration. That was a world of exploration. So really mean an age because we don't teach that we're gonna get delivered on chariots then hop out to a new goddamn planet, because that goes contrary to what the scriptures say in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter verse 4, which reads, "One generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever," and that forever is for eternity. Keep in mind this earth took forever to make, man. Because going back to the Genesis doctrine, it was called one day, because you have the creation week. One day really represents 1,000 years. Time at the 2 Peter 3:8, making them mention how a day in the Lord's eyes is about 1,000 years, or 1,000 years about a day in the Lord's eyes. So, keep in mind this earth took a long time to build, man. The Lord ain't just gonna do it away. No, right? Whenever you read about new heavens and new earth, like in the New Testament, the word new goes back to the Greek term kainos, meaning refreshed. Essentially refurbished, which means to make like new, because keep in mind this thermonuclear fire is gonna wipe out all impurities. Time out the 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter makes a mention how wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole planet, right? I'm gonna pull that out. 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter, starting with verse 5, "Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." And we know that ultimate destruction be that thermonuclear fire by way of intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? Isaiah 54:16 makes a mention how it's the waste to destroy, meaning it makes everything desolate. And you see that thing by way of various, detonations that have taken place throughout history, like the atomic bombs at the end of World War II, the Hiroshima and the Nagasaki bombs. Those things freaking, made everything desolate, man. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, the 54th chapter, verse 16. All right, but sharper with me, it does make the mention how, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire." Yeah, what's it called? When you get a blacksmith, that's a person whose profession is to craft weaponry. All right, in this case, anytime I know little blacksmith, forging ICBM, because first of all, that requires a lot of science. Look into the nucleus of what I don't even know, man. You watch a documentary on how an ICBM is made. And not to mention the technology, it's supposed to be advanced compared to what's it called, molten steel. Really in this case, it's future prophecy for the scientists to be able to develop these ICBMs. So really, in layman's terms, "Behold, I have created the scientist," right, "that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work," which that term instrument, you have something else, an instrument of warfare. That's simultaneous, or another title rather, or it's not simultaneous. It's synonymous, or another title to refer to a weapon, which weapon translates to the Hebrew word zayan. So weapon is another way, or it's like an instrument of war. It's another way of saying weapon. Right? It's a tool basically. "That bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." Right? Destroy, destruction. Right? Different variants of the same word. So it goes in the same back in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter verse 6. "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." All right, because wickedness, if you can receive it, is nothing but a pollutant. If I'm mistaken, that's how you pronounce it. And it's a harmful contaminant to the environment, right? You got normal harmful contaminants, such as microplastics in the environment. All right, our air is all messed up, the water's messed up, the freaking earth is messed up. Even us ourselves, we have forever chemicals within our bodies and are tainted with microplastics. Same thing with the animals, especially the marine life, man. Because you see how turtles get when they get stuck into those all that plastic. You got the a 6-can of beer. You got the plastic casing, and you got turtles that get their neck stuck into one of those holes. They either choke to death. They gotta deal with it for the rest of their life as they grow. It's a vexing, terrible thing. That's an example of a potent, but also wickedness, because it destroys the people. Time out to Proverbs, the 14th chapter, verse 12. I'm gonna pull it out. It makes mention now. There's a way which seemeth right, but leadeth unto death, because we know these ways of wickedness. These left-handed ways. They don't prosper. They don't benefit anybody compared to these ways of righteousness. Right? Touching back to Proverbs 6:23. The wages of sin is death. A wage is an income, a paycheck you get for a work done. There's a work for everything, whether it be good or bad. That's what, and the consequence is also good or bad. You get a good consequence for doing good. You get a bad consequence from fucking up. Talking about to us in the 3rd chapter. Saying to the wicked, they shall be ill with them, to really paraphrase, right? But I digress. Proverbs, the 14th chapter, verse 12 makes a mention how there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Right? But the end thereof are the ways of death. So you see how hey, this earth is freaking, in a terrible state. It was wickedness. In time back to Job 9:24, the earth is coming to the hand of the wicked, because Esau's in position of power. And that was his blessing. Time back to Genesis, I believe it was the 27th chapter or so, in the latter verses, which Isaac, blessed them with the fatness of the earth, right? And tying back to that one other precept in Proverbs, going to how when the wicked multiplieth, iniquity. I'm gonna pull that out actually, because I don't want to mess it up, man. I don't want to mess it up. Go shopper with me. All right, so this is the book of Proverbs, the 29th chapter, verse 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. Yeah, because Esau's the border of wickedness. Time back to Isaiah, it's like in Malachi, the 1st chapter, verse 4. But you could also refer to the rest of the heathen nations, and even Jake, man. Because Jake had to fall in the steps of the heathen. Keep in mind, everything else is about wickedness, but the ways of righteousness, which consists of the law. All right, the law, the wisdom and advice you find in the scriptures. All right, with thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every other false way. Thoroughly paraphrase. That's in the book of Psalms, 119th chapter. I believe it was verse 109. But it makes mention how when the wicked are multiplied, 2 times 2 equals 4. It just keeps on getting bigger, and the answer always gets bigger and bigger and bigger. In this case, 2 wrongs, because Esau's a goddamn wrong. So 2 wrongs make 1 or 2 wrongs, depending on the Lord blessed them with freaking, a single child, a freaking, a twin, triplets, freaking. I don't even know, man. They just keep on multiplying, and those wrongs have kids with other wrongs, and then those kids end up being wrongs, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. You get the gist of it. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. Transgression is a violation of the law, meaning sin, iniquity. All right, and what's one thing America's known for throughout the world? Transgression. You could be whatever you want, do whatever you want. So-called free liberty, which means that you could not keep the law if you want to, and vain opinions, this and that and the third, blah blah. This way is all backwards to the bone, because it ties back to prophecy, going to how in the cup, we had abominations thereof. That ties back to Revelation. I believe it was the 18th chapter or so. Correct me if I'm wrong, 17 or 18. But it goes on to say, but the righteous shall see their fall, because we know the end all be all of this wickedness is death. All right, time out the Psalm. I believe it was Psalm 37 or so. And what's it called? You shall be cut off. Because like the grass, it withereth away. So what's it called? We know the end all be all, and the result of these works you do, it'll lead to what's it called a destruction. But the righteous will see their fall, because time at also Proverbs, it was the 18th chapter or so, verse 16. They mention how pride goeth before destruction, and the Holy Spirit before a fall. Right? Pride is also an iniquity. Hey, time out this. I read the 10th chapter. If I'm mistaken, pride is the beginning of sin. and to depart from one's maker, to really paraphrase. All right. What's it called? Time back to my point back in Psalms 84, the 4th chapter, verse 10. It makes the mention how for a day in like is better than 1,000, because going to the kingdom will rule, right? Kingdom, which is based off, these scriptures, man. Divine order, a divine order from the heavens. And none of this man wisdom bull crap. You got King Hammurabi. He thought his laws were friggin' something. He thought his laws were righteous, but they aren't. Because you see how a kingdom, how long a kingdom lasts, right? You see how long a kingdom lasts. Due to bad leadership. People always talk about what's it called? Rome fell because of lead pipes, which poisoned the people. But ultimately, which that's been debunked, amongst the other scholars, so-called scholars, because we know the real scholars are really the men of the Lord, whom the Lord have blessed with this, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. One thing the other apostle Tahar made the mention is that you can't, learn the mystery unless you learn. You can't understand the mystery unless you learn the history, because a lot of the scriptures deal with historical context, man. You can't just speak out of your goddamn ass. The thing between biblical bias and personal bias, right? You're supposed to break that personal bias and base it off of biblical bias, which is the doctrines and teachings, from the men of the Lord at Great Millstone, starting with the apostles and others on down, right? What's it called? With that being said, that lead pipe that supposedly caused a downfall of Rome, which that's not the case. Really, what's it called? It's due to bad leadership, man, and also because Western Europe. Because when people think about the Roman Empire, I think about the Western Roman Empire, which fell in 476 AD. That fell because what's it called? Geographically speaking, it was at the place was at a disadvantage. Also, it was a lot of land for the people to govern. Hence why you had Diocletian, form the Tetrarchy, which is the rule of 4. Where he split the empire into 2 sectors, 4 regions, 2 regions per sector, right? A senior emperor and a junior emperor in Western Europe and Eastern Europe as well. But it's all due to bad leadership. And that's where you see back in the ancient Assyrian Empire. With the ancient Assyrian Empire, a lot of riots and protests happened because of bad leadership, man. And that's what Esau's all about. That's why 2020, was a major year of prophecy, man. I'm thinking that it was actually one of the year prophecy, correct me if I'm wrong, I forget. But you see a lot of those riots and protests because of the George Droid riots. Yeah, George Droid being that meme title, refer to, so-and-so individual. But even then you have a lot of protests going on, like in France. I'm thinking it was France a couple years back. They were protesting because Esau tried to lift up the retirement age. Now you would die working, man. Your life expectancy under this damn devil was already freaking, decreased, man. No freaking, relief, man. No proper judgment being cut out, man. Right? So it's all due to bad leadership. And this bad leadership really affects us the most. Right, the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because Esau makes it clear that his attention, it's like his agenda is really to take us down, man. Right, what's it called? Wipe us all out. That's the end all be all. Hence why going back to Matthew the 24th chapter makes mention how therefore the days are shortened, for the elect's sake, or else no flesh should be saved, man. And that's why you see time moving by goddamn fast, man. Freaking 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. freaking feels like 20 minutes now. Freaking just been going by fast, though it does feel slow at times. By the time back at the 2nd chapter, verse 3, makes the mention now. I'll pull it out. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and that word vision is basically interchangeable with the term prophecy, because the apostles, not even the apostles only, but also just the prophets in general, which the apostles are prophets. Because they're both messengers. They both warn and teach the truth to the people. Right, but back then, the prophets in general, they would just have visions, things that would happen aforetime, and then they would relay on to the people. That's what it means to be a watchman, basically a news reporter, but for the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right, so for the vision or the prophecy saying for an appointed time, but at the end shall speak, and no one knows the time, man. Not Yahweh Shai, not the angels, not us. You can't claim, this, that, blah, blah. You got TikTok, or back when TikTok was a thing, which they lifted the ban, but Back you see when TikTok was still on the screen in the U.S., you see how random people declaring events. This day is gonna be that day. You got some bullshit ass freaking shamans and warlocks or whatever. They're talking about January 15th, April 5th is gonna be this. No, none of that's gonna happen because you guys aren't divinely inspired. From the point in time, because it's very soon. Yahushua gave us hints. I'm at the Matthew the 24th chapter. If I'm mistaken, it's also Luke 21 and all the other varying chapters in the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, right? But we don't know what exact day, but we know it soon. Tying back to the signs that Yahushua gave us. Our book was going to say, but the end shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Wait for it is a command given to us. Because once again, the commands don't just end off in the 10 Commandments, but they span the whole book. Old Testament, New Testament, the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha contains words of wisdom from Yahushua when he was at Solomon, right? Wisdom of Solomon. You also had Ecclesiasticus, right? In the Old Testament, you had Yahushua's books when he was at Solomon, as well, being Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. You had the commands on the commands written in the books of the prophets. New Testament, Yahushua gave us commands. All right, the epistles are commands to us. All right, for our betterment. Because going back to 2 Timothy, from the 3rd chapter, so it made them mention how all scripture is profitable. Actually, I'm gonna pull that out because I don't want to butcher it. But it makes mention now in 2 Timothy, I believe it's the 3rd chapter. Verse 16, all scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh Ba'ashmi will shine it. Because ultimately, it is from the Lord. And it's profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, man. It's for our betterment. That the man of Yahweh Ba'ashmi may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. That's where, when you come into this thing as a newcomer, you're still like the old man, but you mature in this truth, and you're a whole completely different person, man. And when people, haven't seen you in years, like, God damn, what happened to you, man? The scriptures changes, man. That's the effect, the truth has. Right? The other apostle around that was going to that, how you're not the elect unless you have growth. Digressing back to my point. These words are for us, man. I'm gonna go back to the precept that was originally on. Right, wait for it. So we got commands all over the place. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Right? Now let's jump back to my other point. I was in Habakkuk. About the Psalm 34 and 10. I'll be jumping too much. Salakia. Alright. For the that course better than 1,000. So you see the state we're in right now, man. Us being in captivity. We're surrounded by wickedness, man. Alphabet community, this, then the third. Esau wanted to roll out the MOTB, right? Adultery is highly promoted. Feminism is highly promoted, right? Death is highly promoted. Foolishness is highly promoted. Hey, folly is set in great dignity, man. That's written in the scriptures, man. You can't make that shit up. As in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, verse 6, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich in low places, right? And and the CSB reads, the fool is appointed to great heights, but the rich remain in lowly positions. And you also pertain to Esau, because Esau is that fool, man. Right? The fool said in his heart, there is no God. That fool is Esau, because Esau don't believe in the Lord, man. A lot of these Edomites out here thinking Buddhism is a freaking truth. Or that they're God, which ties back to Isaiah the 14th chapter, how they shall, be like the Most High. But, at the end of the day, that wasn't to destroy you, man. You have to reach your height in order to collapse. That's poetic right there. That's poetic. You got your stock, chart, you got the freaking arrow going all the way up. That's you right there. But at the end, you shall crash and collapse. Because going back to Job 20 chapter, it goes into how in thy sufficiency. So I'm gonna put that actually. I don't want to butcher that. I don't want to butcher it. I don't like butchering the scriptures, man. Butchering it up. So Job 20th chapter. Hey, peep this, man. Verse 22. And the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, man. right? Distress, right? Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him when he is about to fill his belly, right? How about Shemel shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him when he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon. This is Job, man. Job was a prophet, man. He was out here, what's it called, speaking in the spirit, you know? When he is about to fill his belly, who's he? Esau Edom. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him when he is eating. And we know what's it called, time after Job. This was the second chapter. The Lord didn't have a spirit to guide them. ICBMs, hit their destinations, their targets. First and foremost, in the great America. He shall flee from the iron weapon. Iron weapon referring to what's it called, the ICBM. And the bow of steel shall strike him through. Now, how about that? How about that, man? How about that? I'm going to jump down. Verse 29, this is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Shemel Shai, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Shemel Shai. Heritage meaning inheritance. All right, that's your inheritance, Esau. It ain't what's it called? You may try and take the birthright back. And you may try and inherit domination and rule over the earth. That's not your fucking inheritance, man. Your inheritance is freaking death. Rulership. That's our inheritance, dog. What you tripping for, man? Hey, Esau, you tripping, man. You tripping. You ain't him, man. You ain't him. We're him. And I say that in confidence because it's written we have the victory. I ain't pride. That's scriptural. We have the victory. The nation of Israel has a victory. We're him. You're not fucking him. You're fucking scum. You're the basest of the men, as the scripture saying. Daniel 4, chapter 17. You're lowly, man. But what's it called? Here it is. We're lowly. We're of a low stature. We're the tail. We're meek. In reality, you should be the one what's it called, down your freaking knees, man. I'm going to tie it back to whatever precept that was on. I forget. Ecclesiastes, it was the 10th chapter or so. Or verse 6, yeah. Folly is saying great dignity, man. But the rich and low place, we're supposed to be the rich ones, man. We're supposed to be the rich ones. And what's it called? We will be rich very soon. Because at the end of the day, it's all a movie. What's it called? In order to receive the good, we're supposed to go to the bad first. Right? If I'm mistaken, that's what the high priest Yaakov once made the mention. Back in the old one was videos. You have to go through the bad to receive the good, and to summarize it basically. Summarize what he was basically going into. Right? I've seen servants upon horses, and the princes walking as servants upon the earth. See, this shit ain't no fucking rest. Hey, you got Jake out here, what's it called, tripping, talking about, oh, man, I love corporate America. Oh, man, I love worshiping my boss. Your freaking boss is a goddamn Edomite, dog. What's so great about that? He's prospering. What's it called? You over here, what's it called, breaking your goddamn back, man. A royal, what's it called, a priesthood. What's it called? We're promised, we're blessed with the godship, priestship. What's it called, judgeship. The lordship, rulership over the goddamn universe, and what's it called, tripping time. I love my life. You ain't motherfucking love your life, man. This freaking place sucks, man. What's it called? Micah the 2nd chapter, verse 10, man. You niggas be tripping, man. And that's why what's it called, touching back to Isaiah 30 and 31. You that defend Egypt, what's it called, be another title for America, because again, America falls in the same footsteps as all these other ancient kingdoms. Also time after Revelation 11 chapter verse 8. The great city, spiritual Sodom in Egypt, which is America, man. Sodom for its perverseness, because, prior to a newspeak definition of what pervert is, a peeping Tom, archaic term was, a breaking the law. When you pervert the law, you break it. This play is all freaking about breaking the law. Statutes and commandments which the Lord gave us. As a matter of fact, you're condemned, man. You're condemned for keeping the law. But the time after Isaiah 5 and 20, woe unto them, what's it called, that call good for sweet and sweet for good, evil for good and good for evil, right? It's like sweet for bitter, bitter for sweet, good for evil, evil for good, really paraphrase. Because this place is backwards, man. But it's spiritual, that's why it's spiritual Sodom, as well as Egypt for its bondage. Because, bondage, when you're bonded together, you're held together, you're captive, held captive against your goddamn will. You're in captivity. Just because they say no chattel slavery, chattel meaning property, servitude. Well, what's it called? We treat it like nothing but what's it called, a freaking inanimate object, and you're abused, and you're supposed to work without against your will. That should tell slavery. Just because we're not in that right now, like back then, like a couple hundred years ago, or we're voluntary. What's they call slaves to that terms and agreement in that paper, right? Or that contract stuff. We're still in captivity because we're under the jurisdiction, the authority, the sovereignty of the heathen nation, not our own sovereignty. You trying to usurp that? Now it's a revolution, man. We're not about revolution. We know there's a time and place for everything. Right now, we're just waiting for our captivity to be over, and Yahweh should deliver us. Henceforth, he that endureth unto the end of the same shall be saved. You got Jake out here, trying to talk about now we gotta fight. Fight your ass, you're gonna get, cooked, man. Issa coming out here, a freaking super soldiers, advanced robotics. We're in the 4th Industrial Revolution, goddammit. 4th Industrial Revolution pertaining to artificial intelligence, big data, robotics, and much more to come. That freaking MOTB. Right, you be talking about fight. We see these videos, these clips about the feats of these freaking new robots. Those things go fast and are freaking dangerous and strong. Those things are gonna freaking tear the crap out of you, Jake. Hey, Jacob's show was coming, man. You're gonna repent. You gotta eat your words up, man. And he's gonna time out Revelation 12:12. Esau would come in with great wrath, man. For we know that he had but a short time. But anyways, I digress. Back to Micah, the 2nd chapter, verse 10. Arise again, depart, for this is not your rest. This is a command. This is a command. Arise ye. What's it called? The prophets are all about commanding the people, turning them back. But ultimately it's whether they will hear for better, because we know, Jake never liked this truth. Jake is not welcome to unwelcome truth, man. Jake is welcome to bullshit. Bullshit, man. What's it called? They shall heap into themselves, each, teachers having itching ears. Itching, I forget what the Greek word is, but it ties back to hearing what you want to hear. You have some fucking nigga come out the camp, talking about all nations are blessed, and he's trying to imply that I'm a false prophet, and that the GMS, those are teachers I heap unto myself having itching ears. Yeah, fuck that nigga, man. Fuck the rest of Jake too. Goddamn coons to this thing, man. Talking about all heathen, all table of nations are promised deliverers. Mofo, forgetting Malachi 3:6. James 1:14 is a guy that a so-called Christian promoting freaking New Testament, man. But James, man. The Epistle of James, man. That was the first book. This is called chronologically speaking, if I'm mistaken. It was the first compiled and published book of the New Testament, running around, circa 50 AD or so. 51, 2, or 3 AD or so. Anno Domini. I guess AD don't mean after death, it means Anno Domini, because it makes no sense for it to be after death. Well, Yahushua, you telling me that when BC Yahushua was in the womb, 9 to 10 months later he was born, and then it's all of a sudden 1 AD after death with the Yahushua died at birth? No. Anno Domini means... It's Latin for in the year of our Lord, because the Lord was on the scene, man. We were in his presence, right? We were in his presence, as much as he was in ours, right? So what's it called? If I'm mistaken, that's the first book written. And notice how James 1:1, the first verse of the epistle reads, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, man. OT, NT, like the other apostles already mentioned, they're just one testament, ultimately. Right, even the intertestamental period, which Esau dubs, the first, second Maccabees, case in point, that's also part of the scriptures, and that's all just one testament, really. What's it called? The Lord don't change, man. The Lord don't change his thoughts, man. Hey, but I digress. Arise and depart, for this is not your... Depart meaning that, get the hell away, man. Anytime I, physically flee the goddamn country, man. You got Revelation 18, I'm thinking it was talking about how... I'm gonna put that out, actually. Come out, be ye not partakers, man. And you got Jay Tree, it serves like a stumbling block too, because you got Jay actually, out here, freaking fleeing the country, man, physically. Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, they be not partakers of her sins. All right, and they receive not of her plagues. I am tired about literally leaving, man. And that kind of shows a lack of faith too. All right, because America's about to, hit the hardest. It's gonna be a lake of fire, tap dancing, running away, freaking, on a cruise ship or on a plane, freaking fleeing out the country to freaking Egypt. You pull. It's like what's it called? The generals out there freaking fleeing the country, man. You know what's it called? Terrifying and stuff. No, man, what's it called? Hey, what's it called? That goes into a mentality. You know, flee out this mentality, man. Come out of my people that you be not partakers of your sins. You see how it plays. What's it called? You know, leaving these philosophies, you know, behind, leaving these ways behind, man. I considered what's it called Lot's wife, how she looked back, and then she turned into a pillar of salt and died. You know, you don't want to look back at this place, man. Ain't no hope, ain't no joy in this place. This place freaking sucks, man. This place fucking sucks, man. And I say that, I say that, man. You know, we say that with all our heart. You know, what's it called? Time back to Ezekiel the 9th chapter. Hey, what's it called? The one sign crying for the abominations being done thereof, man. This place is freaking full of abomination. If you can't see that, then you're the problem. You're the problem, man. So going back to Micah the 2nd chapter, verse 10. Look, shepherd with me. It reads, "Arise and depart, you know, for this is not your rest." Your italicized referring to us, the nation of Israel. This is not Israel's rest. America is not Israel. This whole age, man. This whole age is not our rest. You know, Jake in Japan, Jake in freaking Russia. That ain't your freaking place, man. That's the heathens. That's the heathens' rest, man. Not us. Not ours. Because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction, man. You know, and you see that the most prominent in America, man. Right? You can be whatever you want, do whatever you want. On the CSB reads, "Get up and leave, for this is not your place of rest, because defilement brings destruction, a grievous destruction." Because defilement brings destruction, a grievous destruction. Right? So, you know, this whole place is full of wickedness. And on top of that, we're in the goddamn flesh, man. You know, now it's triple captivity, man. Triple captivity. Why? Because we're in this corrupt flesh that is naturally bound to go off, not of the law, right? And you see what's it called? How it was, you know, with the law. What's it called? We couldn't keep it properly, because we're in the flesh. You know what's it called? And it's this way. It's still to this day until we get changed in the twinkling of an eye to those perfected spiritual bodies which are sinless. You know, and those bodies that immortality will mean something, because, you know, there'll be no reason for us to die in the first place, since we're not even going to go off anymore. But right now, we are going off. You know, right now, we're like the other Apostle Reinhold was making the mention, this whole body is a freaking time-ticking bomb. Or not, he didn't say that word for word, but he was implying how, what's it called, from the second you're born, you're on death row, man. You know, what's it called, you're waiting to expire. It's a slow goddamn death. That's punishment right there, man. Because time back, what's it called, to the spirit realm when you receive your judgment. And part of that judgment is to freaking, you know, live a life in this freaking flesh, you know, slowly dying. We slowly die in age. We're waiting for immortality to, you know, be true gods, man. True gods where there be no reason to die. We'll be sinless perfected in all aspects, man. Now, how Yapa is that? Yapa is Hebrew for beautiful. How about that, man? How about that? Right? There's a piece that I was going to pull out, I forget. Yeah, the book of Romans, the 8th chapter, man. So yeah, not only are we held captive in this goddamn flesh, second of all, we're in captivity in a physical sense of us being in, what's it called, under the authority of another nation. And not only that, the third what's it called, aspect of captivity, we're surrounded by the wickedness they promote. So, you know, we're triple fucked, man. Ain't no fucking rest in this place. You know, Romans the 8th chapter, man, what's it called? Verse 19, "For the anticipation of the creature," and that creature really means a man. You know, creature in the Google definition means an animal distinct from a human being. Now we're the same thing, man. And contrary to popular belief, and going back to the Genesis 1 breakdown, you know, which the other apostle taught me to mention, or did a lesson on back in, you know, the old videos, and other what's it called, other breakdowns similar too. It goes into how, those men of the Lord, those prophets, those great men of the Lord, those prophets, right, broke down how that term creature really applies to a man. Because contrary to popular belief, we were created on the 5th day with the animals, and that ties back to 2nd Esdras. But the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestations of the sons of God. For the creature was made, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly. Yeah, we didn't want this thing to happen, man. We didn't want to be cast into this freaking chains of darkness. You know, this horrible flesh, this wretched flesh. Which even if this body does suck, man, we're supposed to care for it. We're not supposed to destroy the temple. All right, that means no smoking. All right, just because we know this body size, that don't mean shit. You know, you can't be smoking, man. That's wickedness, man. That's going off. You know, what's it called? You see so-called Hebrew Israelites smoking. Hey, those aren't of us, man. Those are some, what's it called? Stupid Jake, Sodish people. Sodish meaning stupid, right? And contrary to popular belief, cussing ain't bad. You know, Apostle Paul said it. He said "skupalon," man. Yeah, "skupalon" is Greek for shit. And he even made the mention how, I think it was 2 Corinthians, he made the mention how, for though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. As a matter of fact, a cuss word is just an expressive form of speaking, right? When we speak, it's going to be rough and rugged. Look at the Apostle Peter, the head apostle, man. The head apostle. This head apostle, he was out there, what's it called, cursing and swearing. Cursing means to wish divine harm upon somebody. What's it called? Wish means, make an oath. It's like a wish. Swear means to make an oath. Right? That's raw speech to the way he was using it, talking about how he didn't know Yahweh Shai, which he didn't know Yahweh Shai, but the only reason why the Spirit came on him to renounce the Lord is to preserve him, because he would have been persecuted too alongside him, but it wasn't for him. That's for another topic. So I'm going to digress. But digressing back to my main point at hand, Sodish, man. Sodish. I mean, stupid. Jake is fucking stupid, man. What's he called? Proclaiming the Israelites, but they would hear what's he called? Smoking and shit. That's bogus. That's lame. That's going to get you destroyed. Right, so not only, but by reason of him who hath subjected to the same in hope. So we've been subjected to this body, and we've also been subjected to the hope of being delivered, man. That's our hope, man. That's what we upon. Right, hey, Jake, they don't know what hope is, man. Hey, Jake don't think there's a way out. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why you got a lot of Jake, what's it called? They be blowing the brains out, man. I can't handle it. What's it called? That's where they commit suicide. That's because they were never strong, in the first place, man. All right, so because the creature, but we on the other hand, Lord, we build as men. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. What's it called? Have that hope, man. Have that hope. Hey, cause jumping down, what's it called? Verse 24, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is not sin is not hope. For what a man sees, rather than hope for. But we hope for that we see not, then we do wait patience for it. And see, that's something Esau and this rest of the world will never get. Right? That's one thing the rest of the world will never get. They look on the empirical side, empirical evidence, meaning things that you could clearly see. But we rely on faith, which they call theological perspective. Really faith is a drive in this thing. But see, that's another stumbling block the Lord never, Lord was never open, was never going to give you anyways. Because Lord don't want everybody, man. Right? Hey, what's it called? The things we teach is foolishness. Hey, we are made fools for Yahweh Shai's sake. Fool, go back to the Greek word mustadion, meaning mysteries, the secrets. We have the understanding, we have the secrets, man, the answers revealed to us. But the time after, what's it called? I forget what verse it was going to, how the wise to confound the foolish to confound the wise, the weak to confound the strong. Hey, so our understanding is confusing to you. That's why you'll never be able to receive this thing, man. You can't have faith. It's not for you. But I jump it back to verse 21, because the creature itself, or really man, really in this case Israelite man, because the Israelite man himself also shall be delivered from the bondage of the corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of power. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Yeah, man. So no matter, man. No matter how many days you spend on this goddamn earth, and no matter if they're good, no matter if, what's it called, on this side of the world, being in this flesh, in this state, right, being surrounded by wickedness, being under this jurisdiction and the authority of the heathen, no matter what, and no matter if it's a good day too, it still fucking sucks and cannot be comparable to what the kingdom has in store for us, right? And travaileth in pain together until now. I'm gonna jump down to so I can continue on. And not only they, but ourselves also, which are the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption of wit, the redemption of our body. All right, so tying back to Psalms 84th chapter, verse 10, I'll pull it out. For a day in thy course is better than 1,000. So no matter fucking what, man, what's it called? Not even 1,000 of those good days, man. Not even 1,000 of those good days can compare to one single day in the kingdom, man. I can be having dreams, man. Aqua, they be talking about visions they be having. Beautiful, man, beautiful. And just by hearing that, you drop your freaking tools, man. You drop everything just to freaking hear, because goddamn. It gets to the point where you want to be, stuck in your dreams all goddamn day, but you can't, man. I can be waking up all depressed, like, oh man, that was a good dream. A dream of the kingdom. But then you gotta wake up to reality, this goddamn hellhole, man. Right? So no matter what, the kingdom will always be better than 1,000 of our best days here on earth. And you have the men of the Lord, there come certain circumstances where they do have pleasant times. They go out to the club, I'm not gonna say the club. We have that order going to, not the club. I'm not going to the club. But you got they going to the bar and things of that sort. That's a good memory. Like, right? But even then, it can never compare. As a matter of fact, there's another piece that I want to pull out. Shall be with me. It was in the book of... No, it was also the 14th chapter. Proverbs the 14th chapter. I believe it was verse 13. Even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful. I can be joking around each other, but at the end of the day, man, there's no true joy. Even in laughter, the heart, meaning mind, is sorrowful. And the end of that mirth, that word mirth in the Google Dictionary, amusement, especially as expressed in laughter, joy, right? Joy. And the end of that mirth is heaviness, man. Which in the CSB reads, even in laughter, a heart may be sad, and joy may end in grief. And that's all it ends in, right? It's back of your mind, it's all temporary, and you're gonna feel like shit afterwards. So you try to enjoy the moment. But see, it'll be different in the kingdom. You won't have that thought in the back of your head talking about, oh yeah, it's gonna suck. No, because every single second, man, you'll be living in the moment all eternity, man. Every single second, the kingdom will be amusing. I can always make that mention, right? If this place was such good, why then in Revelation the 21st chapter does it make it to mention how the Lord will wipe away all his tears? That hasn't been fulfilled yet, because we're still in tears, man. This place fucking sucks, man. Fuck this place, man. Screw this place. And I say that sad, man. I say that sorrowfully. Revelation the 21st chapter, verse 4. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, man. It's talking about being changed to those bodies, man. How good is that? Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Right? The former things are passed away. And he said unto me, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. Time back to what's it called? 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter, going to how these words, these scriptures are faithful and true. That's where that belief comes in. But it's to say, let the incredulity not them trouble with thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their faithfulness. Meaning, if you don't believe in this thing, you're cooked, man. You're cooked. Right? It's a big old slap of the Yahweh Shai's face, and the Heavenly Father's face to doubt them. That'd be because, that faith, that confidence, that's a place of power, man. The powers, man. Right? I just want to do a quick lesson on that. Going to how the kingdom will be better, man. Hey, I was just meditating, like a couple weeks ago. An Israelite man has never authentically smiled. Just imagining an Israelite man in that spiritual body with a big smile on his face. That sounds surreal. That don't sound like real life, but it's going to happen soon. It doesn't exist right now. How can we have a smile on their face, but that's more like a fake smile. It's like more like a temporary smile. Now, but in the kingdom, we have an actual, authentic, sincere, genuine, enriched, eternal smile. Like, goddamn, not surviving, we're gonna be living. Women, right? Slaves, spiritual power, good physique, riches, prosperity, the whole nine, perfection. No more sinless, it's like no more sin. You're going to be sinless. You're going to be sinless. Righteousness, man. Being with the pastors again. Hey, the angels, man, hopping in chariots, freaking colonizing planets. Esau being the colonizer? Nah, we'll be the colonizer, man. Esau being the cracker? Nah, we'll be the cracker, man. You know? The whole nine yards, man. God, and even that's a spirit. The number nine represents life, right? That's gonna be life right there in the kingdom. You know, there's a precept that came to mind pursuant to that. I forget. It may come back later. But I just want to do a quick lesson on that. And Lord, what was edifying? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors be to the apostles and elders, that great millstone who rule well, and that taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, all fool. Let the push not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To what you Akamadu say shalom. I'm the Akira. I'm the Baba DT soon. What are we out? To what you Akamadu say shalom.